What up? What up? What up? I just want to talk about The Walking Dead and its future. I know that season 11 is the ending of the main show, The Walking Dead, but I have a theory, and it's I don't know if if I should say it's a theory or if it's a business proposal, but I have this strange feeling that once the show is canceled, or it's over, I think that Netflix is gonna pick up the rights to the show, and I don't know, like just the vibe I'm getting or the premonition I'm getting, I guess, is that they're gonna pick up the show after the season 11 ends and AMC and whatever. And what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna do a revamp of the show. Well, then I don't know because there's still the supposed to be a spinoff, the Daryl and Carol spinoff. Um, and then there's the Tales of the Walking Dead that's supposed to come out too. That's like, you know, like the Marvel What If, what if, like what if Shane didn't die, what would happen, what if, whatever, and all these little what if stories, with the Walking Dead, which I think is pretty cool. But I don't know. I just have this thing that everybody, myself included, was let down in a way when they killed off Carl. Not that I like Chandler Riggs, he kind of got on my nerves, but the Carl character that they killed him off so early in the series, when he was supposed to go on and still be alive in the current storyline, but they killed him off. I don't know whose story you want to listen to, but like Scott Gimple says, oh, it was because Chandler Riggs wanted to go to school and and kind of leave the show, so he was like, well, fuck you, we'll kill you and get you off the show. I don't know if that's true or not, or I don't know. Chandler Riggs has talked about in interviews that that he was blindsided about the whole thing or whatever. So I don't know who you want to believe with that, but what I think should happen is that maybe after all the spin-off shows are over with, I think they should revamp the show. You know, I mean, if any the old characters want to come back and reprise their roles, that's fine with me. But I think they should do a like a start over, kind of like maybe not quite at the beginning, but kind of like like Rick, Carl, and Lori and all them. Like maybe like a couple months after the apocalypse happened. You know what I mean? Like not quite at the beginning. I mean, unless they want to do that whole Rick waking up in a hospital thing again, which I don't care. But I think they should revamp the show. I know that's a weird word, revamp, even though the show's still going on, and even if it's in a couple years. What I think it should be is like a kind of like a do-over, and they should keep Carl alive, and they should explore maybe that a little bit more, where where Rick is I guess like training Carl for the for what's to come in the years. Maybe have more of the whole father son evolution, as far as like at first he's a little kid, that I don't want to do nothing, and then all of a sudden he's this whole like sharpshooting hardcore eating a dog on the side of the road kind of hard ass. You know, I don't know. I can kind of see that happening. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I could see that being a thing where maybe after the spin-offs and all the other shit's been done, and it's like, okay, well, The Walking Dead is over and done with, and AMC's you know squeezed all the money it can out of this thing, then maybe they can do that. And, maybe change up the story a little bit. You know what I mean? Like keep Shane. He was a cool character. I knew he had to die at some point just because he does in the comic. But maybe change it up and fix a lot of the little things that people were like, oh, I didn't really like that about the series. I don't know. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool, pretty fun to revamp the whole series. Maybe do a do-over on some of that stuff. And like I said, don't start over from the beginning. Maybe start over like midway through. But it'd be kind of hard doing it without like Andrew Lincoln if he decides he doesn't want to do it anymore. And I don't blame him. I mean, he's been doing the same character since 2010. So by the time they in season 11, that's going to be, 2021, 2022, and then all the spin-off shows, that's another, maybe year or two. It depends how long that series goes on and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, maybe after that, it'll be like the main show will be, have been gone for a while, that they can say, hey, well, we're not ready to call it quits with The Walking Dead, or maybe after all the movies are. Because I already heard that they Netflix picked up the contract for the Rick movies. So, I mean, it's already maybe they won't even wait. Maybe after the movies they might, say, hey, well, we still own part of the license, or we still have whatever, and they might do something like that. But I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool to go through and like I don't want to say the word revamp, because revamp is like, I don't know, that's like a bad word to say. But maybe do, like I said, like a do-over, and then, this way they can continue with the series, and it'll be, maybe like an alternate reality, you know what I mean? Like an alternate, storyline, that's different. Maybe they meet like the same people, like the governor and Negan and stuff like that, but maybe it's like different, you know what I mean, just different scenarios, different entanglements. Maybe they have different people in the group. Maybe there's a Glenn, maybe there's not a Glenn, maybe there's somebody else, or maybe maybe Glenn doesn't die, maybe like they get somebody to be Dale, that he dies early in the series. Maybe that, but he in the comic book he lasts for a while. Maybe they bring back the Dale character, and maybe instead of like Glenn dying by Negan from the bat, maybe it's Dale, or maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Maybe they bring back Andrea, and Andrea gets killed by Negan and stuff, and maybe oh. Maybe they still, there's, the Michonne, maybe she's in there as well, and maybe she doesn't hook up with Rick, maybe she hooks up with Shane, maybe Lori's still alive, or I don't know, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much possibilities. I don't know, I was just thinking about that, because I just heard, like I said, that the Netflix picked up the Rick movie, so I was like, and I was joking about it too, like I've been joking about it, that people have been posting and, saying stuff that, oh, The Walking Dead's, got one more season. Oh my God, I can't believe it. They're all mad, and everybody's kind of upset about it. And I was always, every time somebody posts something, I put a comment, and I always say like, don't worry, Netflix will pick it up and they'll redo the series. And a lot of people send me like instant messages and stuff, and they're like, oh my God, are you for real? They're really gonna do that? Where'd you hear that? And I'm like, I'm just kidding. I go, wouldn't that be cool? And they're like, oh, I thought you like read it so much. I was like, no, it's just, I just thought it'd be funny, or that'd be cool if it did, and they redid the series, but who knows? And then I kept saying that, and then all of a sudden I heard the other day that, they're like, Andrew Lincoln just reported through, I don't know, Twitter or some shit, or whatever, some magazine, that, Netflix picked up the movies, so they're going to release the movies on Netflix, which makes sense. I never really saw them coming into theaters, just because, I don't know, I would like for it to go into theaters, but the way things are now with, not too many people are going to theaters, and and everything's going straight to movie apps or movie streaming. That instead of going to you know the theaters. So I don't know. It just seemed like the logical thing. And it just seemed like an opportunity. I mean, I think Netflix likes to do that. They'll take old series and then they'll, the new Netflix series, like with the Cobra Kai. You know what I mean? It was on YouTube, and YouTube were kind of, fumbling with their dicks and, taking their sweet ass time. And I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. Which is kind of stupid because YouTube, you know what I mean? Having a fucking hit show and then, dropping the ball and then let Netflix. Now Netflix has it and it's, it's gone like, and so I can see like The Walking Dead being, oh, well, it's over. AMC's like, oh, well, that's it for The Walking Dead. Sorry. It was a good, while it lasted. And then all of a sudden Netflix is like, don't worry, season 12 coming out, or, the new Walking Dead series, And then people be like, oh my God, they're bringing Shane back and Carl's still alive. He didn't die, and I don't know. That just seems like a logical thing that Netflix would do. So I don't know. Hey, let me know if y'all agree with me. If y'all think that would be something cool y'all would want to see. Would y'all want to see a revamped show with mistakes fixed? No killing Carl, maybe, flirt with some other ideas like Shane being alive. Are there any other things y'all would like to see, corrected or changed? You know what I mean? I mean, it's because once the show's ended, you know what I mean? It's not like, they can go back and they can, do stuff like that because it's like, well, the show's over. So, we're just kind of going back and just seeing if anybody's interested in watching these alternate tales, or these alternate, this alternate reality, and stuff. And, because all the things that I talked about, like Carl dying and all this stuff, I mean, some of it was necessary, like Shane, like I was in the comic book, certain things, I get it. Hey, certain characters have to die, and then like Glenn dying, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where I was never sad that Glenn died because I knew it had to happen because it was such a pivotal moment in the comic that I was like, it had to happen. So, but are there any other characters maybe you'd like to see swapped around? Maybe Rick's married to Michonne and they meet a lady, and it, named Lori on the road, and, I don't know, think about all the possibilities that could happen, you know what I mean? If they revamp or redo the show and maybe do it like a fan, to cater to the fans, and try to correct some mistakes and then, take the story into a whole thing where we get to see old man Rick with his son Carl, you know what I mean? Or maybe like they do time jumps like they do now and they do a 10-year, 20-year time jump, and Carl's like 20, 30 years old and Rick's old and you see Rick dying and he's like, take it from here, son, you gotta take care of your mother and Judith and and he kicks the bucket and then you see Carl like, all right, we're gonna do this and whatever, and it's like, oh my God, Carl's in charge, and and he's been a badass since he was 8 years old, and I don't know. That just seems like something pretty cool, something I would do if I was in control of anything. if I was in control of the show, if I was anybody that could do something about it. I mean, that's what I would do, and then a part of me is like, well, hey, let the show end, and like kind of like. Don't try to, get more out of the show after it's given so much, but it's like, like, and normally I'm not, normally I'd be like, hey, show's ending, that's fine, everything has an end, it's good to have a nice conclusion and, round it off, but I don't know. If there's anything you'd like to see, leave a comment or something, let me know if there's something, if you agree with, or if you disagree, or if you think that they should just, when the show ends, they should just be like finito, But yeah, I was just thinking about that. I've actually been thinking about it for a long time, and like joking with it. And then I don't know, when I heard the news a few days ago about the whole Netflix and Rick movies thing, I was like, that'd be funny if everything that I've been talking about for the past like 6 months to a year actually happens, and it's like, oh, Johnny was right. But anyway, that's just me. Some Walking Dead ideas. Let me know what you think in the comments. Nobody ever comments on my shit. Comment. Bye.